Hi, I'm Ben Ross, and I'm the gameplay and presentation producer for NHL 16.
Let's start by talking about what's new for the game this year.
Yep, so all new this year. Our overall motto is play as a team, win as a team. So we're really focused on listening to our core fans and listening to what they want from the features, and then that translates onto the ice as well. We're looking at making sure the game is fun to play from every single position on the ice, going back to the foundations from things such as passing, shooting, hitting, and making sure that it's going to be really solid for when we bring back the EA Sports Hockey League to make sure that every single member on the ice can play the game they want to play.
Talk a little about the EA Sports Hockey League and what's new there.
Yeah, so from the EA Sports Hockey League, it's sort of brand new, reimagined. We listened to the fans and exactly what they wanted. They wanted to play as themselves, and they really wanted a real balanced gameplay experience. So when we look back at that and wanted to make it less of a grind about sort of playing as many games as you can to earn XP, and now it's about having player classes and making sure that you put your best team on the ice. So it's going to be back to the point now where teams are talking to one another. What type of team do we want to put on the ice? Are we going to match a playmaker with a sniper? And making sure that they have that real team balance as opposed to just trying to find the best build and put all those players on the ice to sort of game the game. It's going to be more about how do you manage a hockey team and putting the best hockey team on the ice.
And speaking of managing hockey teams, talk a little about be a GM and how you now have to worry about a little bit more when it comes to players.
Yeah, so GM mode in the past, there was always sort of that fight to get all the star players in your team, trying to figure out how you could kind of bamboozle the other GMs into giving you some of their star talent. But that's only part of the picture, because there's obviously the psychological side of the game that you have to take into mind, and that's where player morale comes in. So you'll see your players, they're starting to complain if they don't get enough ice time. They're looking at what the success and the ice time of the other players on their team are, and they're going to let you know about it. So if you put a star player down on the third line just to sort of stack your roster, you might not actually get the best performance out of that player because he doesn't want his 8 minutes. He wants his 16 minutes plus of ice time a game. And it even comes down to who they like to play with. So if you don't match them up with sort of friends that they have on the team, if you've traded for certain players that they don't want to play with or players that they do, you'll see positive and negative effects to their player morale based on all of those outcomes.
What are you guys doing new with the Be a Pro?
Yeah, so Be a Pro is all new, reimagined. It's now you're going to gain XP based on the way that you play, as opposed to just before you could go out, lay some hits, get some shots in net, and you're going to, as you progress through, you would get a culmination of points that you could put anywhere you wanted. But if you run around laying hits now, you're actually going to get better at the physical, sort of that style of gameplay. You can't just put that into your shooting. So if you want to get better at shooting, you're going to need to take shots on the net and actually progress the way a player would in real life, working to build those strengths and actually practice those skills. And then off the ice, you got off-ice training now too. So if you want to build your power skating, you got to be working on power skating. If you want to work on the checking side of your game, you got to be working on strength and like strength conditioning. And then your coach will also offer up some training for you as well. So you have a limited amount of hours per week that you can put into practice. Your coach is basically saying, I want you to put this many hours into face-offs, and then you can decide how you want to spend the rest.
Now you're in charge of presentations, so talk about some of the improvements there for this year.
Yeah, so we're really excited about the foundation that we had coming in from NHL 15. We really focused on our living worlds, reimagined the way that we had all of the crowd, way more crowd in the game than we ever had before. So we're taking that to the next level. We've got Mascots there now. We had a great architectural foundation. Our artists did an amazing job last year at building that core architectural foundation for all the arenas, and now we really want to bring them to life, because every single arena has things that are iconic to them and how they make that game day experience great for that city and that team. So we brought that in. You're going to see flames coming out of the scoreboard in Calgary. You're going to see the Tesla coils in Tampa Bay, the cannon going off in Columbus. You name it. It's all there. Flags by the fans passing it around during the opening intros. Yeah, it's really exciting to sort of see where the artists have been able to take it to bring what was a great foundation last year now completely to life, and it's more like you're actually there at the arena.
Now we talked a little about the online gameplay, but you guys are doing something new with one of the modes where you can have now 2 players on the sofa to prepare yourself for going online.
Yeah, so people really loved Coach Co-op in the past. We want to make sure we bring that back, so now you and up to 3 friends can be there, and you can actually go play people online that way. They can be on there as guest accounts on your online account, and you can take them on. So people want to be giving each other high fives in real life. It's fun to talk to each other online, and I think that's great for us to be able to offer that in OTP modes now with full 6-on-6 in the EA Sports Hockey League, so they can play with people that maybe don't live in their city, but when you got a college roommate or you got your brother sort of living in the same house and you want to be sitting on the couch playing right next to them, like I say, it's high fives all around, whether you're taking on somebody online or you're just playing sort of 2-on-2 on the couch against your buddies.
Can you talk a little about how you guys are actually educating people about getting better at playing the video game now?
Yeah, so all new onboarding tools. We've got our on-ice visualizations. It isn't just about teaching people the controls, but that's a huge part of it too. We have a lot of hockey fans come in, and the controls are a barrier. They haven't maybe played a lot of video games before. They haven't played our game before. So we want to make sure that they don't have a barrier of entry. They want to make sure that they know how to pass the puck and shoot the puck, and then get in there and play right away. But even from the other side, sometimes we have gamers come in who they're great at the Twitch aspect of the game. They can pick up the controls no problem, but they're missing the hockey side. So we want to make sure that we're also teaching people the rules of hockey, right from the basic foundation of like why you would want to win a face-off to a certain way, why not to go offside, you're trapped in the zone because you are offside, all the way up to you shouldn't have finished a check there because you've left your team at an odd man disadvantage, and you should have played a little bit more calm and collected and used your stick to check instead. So it's a great foundation all the way from beginners all the way through. I think there's something for everybody to learn in the new system.
Perfect. And just spell your name out for my editor.